I'm going to tell you a story about a person that I hate. I'm talking hate with a capital H, and I don't use that word lightly. So when I was younger, I taught preschool, and little kids helped me heal so much. I loved it. I got a degree in child development. I thought I wanted to spend my whole life with kids, but I did spend a long time with kids. I love kids. I love working with kids. I love kids. Anyway, so one of the schools I worked at was the Jewish Community Center. Very fancy, by the way, very, very fancy. And we were in the pre-K class, the 4 or 5 year old class. And there was four teachers. I was a lead teacher, and my friend Rebecca was a lead teacher, and then we had two assistants. They sent me an assistant that the minute I saw this person, this woman, she was much younger than I was. She was in her early 20s. I think I was like more close to 30 at this point. Um, they sent me this person. She walked in. I don't even remember her name. My entire body reacted to her. It was like my entire body was like allergic to her. It was immediate. It wasn't the way she looked. It had nothing to do with her physicality. She was a cute little blonde girl, nothing to do with it. It was her energy. It was her energy, and it was the way that she moved herself. And I just thought to myself, Beth, I like, let's just see what happens. It kept getting worse. The more I worked with her, the more I disliked her. The more I was around her, and not even kidding you, it's like my Aries fire would come up and I wanted to just like literally kick her ass. She wasn't doing anything bad, really. I didn't love the way she interacted with the kids. I didn't love her know-it-all. She was a know-it-all. I didn't love her lack of like unable to take directions. Like there were some things that like outwardly I was like, I don't like that she, this is not my cup of tea, but it was her energy. And everything in my body just kept like I actually went to my boss, the head of the school, and I said, I can't work with this woman. She would say, well, give me some examples. And I said, she's okay with the kids. And then the boss would go, the head of school would go observe her and didn't really see anything wrong. And like, there wasn't anything I could point to exactly until one day. Until one day. One day, we were out on the play yard watching the kids. And I was always kind of clocking her because I didn't trust her. I didn't trust her with the kids. Every part of my being was like, don't trust this person. I caught her basically abusing a kid, verbally and physically. She had grabbed his arm and was like twisting his arm, and she was like, I could tell she was saying terrible things. I couldn't hear exactly what she said, but this is enough. This is enough. And she was in his face and he was crying. She's like, and it's like, I I can't believe I didn't get fired. I went over there and I lost my ever loving mind on her. I got him out of her way. I got him away from her. I want to say his name was Mario. I got him away from her, holding him, and I was in her face. In her face. Like, how? I didn't cuss because I was on the car. I was on the playground, but I was just like, I knew you were toxic. I was just like, I knew it. I knew if the mama saw you, you cannot treat kids like this. I did get in trouble for that. She got in trouble. I think she got fired, actually. Actually, I think she did get fired. I got in trouble for the way I handled it. I was like a rabid dog. And I didn't apologize. Like when I got, well, Beth, you did not handle that well. You did all the things, right? The story was not my best moment at all. I didn't get fired, but I got written up and, taught, like that next time if this happens, this is how you handle it. She got fired, blah, blah, blah. So why am I telling you this story? As a person, me, that was abused as a kid, I think it's just it was like something I was very, very physically and emotionally abused. And there was something about her. I saw an evil in her. I literally saw and felt an evil in her. I I mean, if she could do that on a playground, God knows what she would do if she got someone babysat a kid, whatever. The minute I laid eyes on her, I felt evil in her. And not only did I feel evil in her, I felt like unreversible evil. It was like she liked being evil. She liked it. It's like everything about her, like I think this is why, like I have so much compassion for people. I have a compassion for people who abuse people because they're hurting, right? I do. I get the whole thing. I understand it so well. And there are people that are abusing children or abusing their wives or abusing their husbands, and they want help. They know something is in them that is creating this. They go get help. That is a something to work with, right? That's understandable. That's compassion. I didn't have an ounce of compassion for this person, not a single drop, because I just felt it in her that she was getting off on it. Whatever she was doing, she was getting off on it, and I saw it and caught it in real life. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because one could say, well, Beth, you spotted an abuser, and your little girl got scared, and your mama bear came out, and you were like, nobody's gonna abuse any kids on my clock. That's true. That was there for sure. That was true. But I think it's deeper than that. I'm also very psychic and very intuitive. I can also be naive, meaning this. I want to see people in their highest, and I do. Like if someone comes to me and they're saying, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and I want to stop. I'm going to help the behavior, and I'm going to help and try to unplug and unwind what that person is doing. Absolutely. But I'm going to hold them high, always hold them high. That's the naivete. And sometimes it's gotten me like in trouble, so to speak, because I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I want to say, I know you're better than this. Let's work on this. But with this situation, there wasn't that. And so you could say it was the abused child in me that came out and said, no one gets to abuse a child on my watch. Or what I think it was that, and I recognized something in her that is something that lives on our planet, unfortunately. There are people on this planet who do unspeakable things to people, animals, children, to themselves. Unspeakable. There's a whole underbelly out there that people like you and like I live in a beautiful home. I've created a beautiful life. You know what I mean? Like I'm not in the underbelly world, so to speak, but it exists. And some people could say that's the devil, right? Those are demons, that's darkness. They exist. Some people say in the Bible it says this is the devil's domain, right? And that God is we need to wake up and bring God back in our lives so that the devil goes, right? There's like this is the human journey. But whatever your belief system is, there is darkness on the planet. And when I recognized that in her, it was like everything at my warrior came out full non-stop. Like not around me, not around me. You don't get to be around me or people I love or people I'm caring for. And what I'm noticing lately, I talked about this in the last video, there is a thing called false light. There are people that pretend to be of the light and they're not. They're pretending they're just not, and they have an agenda, or they're manipulating, whatever it may be. And what we talked about last week was that the false light prophets, so to speak, there's going to be more and more and more of them. But there's also going to be more light, like authentic light workers. They're coming in. The children that are coming in, There are really like a lot of what you would call the rainbow indigo light of children. They're children that are coming in to shift the planet. They're children coming in that have come not ever been human before and that are coming in to help us. Okay. And then to shift the energetic field. There's more of that happening too, where it's way more light, but the dark don't like it. The dark does not like it. Does not like it. And there might be more energies stirred up because I truly believe and feel and sense that they're fighting for their life. It's like that last fight of breath to stay here on the earth. And I don't know when and if, I don't know when it's going to change, but it will. We will live in peace. I just know it may not be in my lifetime or your lifetime, but we will. So trust your instincts, trust your intuition. You know, someone might have said, it could have said, that was, you were a judgy wudgy, right? It wasn't a judgment. With that woman and that teacher, it was not judgment. I wasn't judging her. I didn't like her. It wasn't judgment. It was discernment. I felt it. I knew it. Be mindful out there and don't let any like people pleasing. You don't have to yell at people like I did, but we can we can handle it a little differently like I did. But if stuff like because I have a vigilante in me, you harm someone, I will cut you. I feel that in me. Like I have a deep vigilante in me. That if some I'm like I think if someone tried to hurt my family, I literally don't think I would stop hurting them until they stopped hurting the other person. Like I have that in me. I know that. Fighting for the good, the warrior in me. But sometimes, like with that, I didn't use discernment. I just reacted. There wasn't a response, there was a reaction. However, however, discernment. You feel something in someone, and your entire body says, no, stay away. That is telling you something. Does not mean you're judging. You know the difference between judgy energy and discernment. You know it. Judgy is a whole other thing. When you judge other people, it's really about you. When I judge someone else, I'm like, I'm really judging myself. I wasn't judging myself with her. Shore up. This year of the fire horse, it's like about shoring up the fire, shoring up integrity, showing up intention, shoring up your power, and riding it out into freedom. Letting the people pleaser go. We need more light warriors right now. And even though I didn't know what I was so like a rabid dog with that person, and like my co-teacher, I'd be like, I can't, and she'd be like, Beth, she's annoying, but what are you doing? I felt it. I felt it. We need more light warriors. You are a light warrior. And it's like the willingness to stand for the light, be a torch bearer for the light. That's what we need right now. You're so intuitive, right? You are so intuitive. Trust your instincts, trust your intuition. Begin to discern between judgment and discernment, judgment and intuition, judgment and observation. It's like the God's army of light, you know? I don't know what else, I don't know how to not use the word army, but God's army of light. God needs that. Those of us that are willing to stand for the light. And call out when appropriate and necessary, and not in a way that I did, calling out when something isn't okay. Especially people that are harming other people. Like if I walked by someone hurting an animal, I like in public, I think I would lose my mind. Like I literally don't trust myself around situations like that still. And I'm going to be honest with you. I do not think I would. I don't think I would discern. I don't think I would respond. I would react. Probably at the detriment of my own self. But hopefully that will never happen. Hopefully that will never happen. Cancel clear. Have you ever heard that? Cancel clear. Like canceling that order out of the universe. Cancel clear. I don't want to see that. You are a torchbearer. Let's get our torches out and be the torchbearer of light, God, love, and transformation as we go into the year of the fire horse. My name is Beth Osmer, and I will see you on the next.